Hello and welcome back to the Black and Gold podcast review show. Another weekend in Scottish football full of results, drama and loads of talking points coming up. Pedro, how was your weekend?
Football-wise, very disappointing, Cammy.
Otherwise?
We had a nice weekend, didn't we?
Yeah, lovely.
We had a family party yesterday. But football-wise, disappointing, as you obviously can imagine. You've seen the results, everyone's seen it. Just really hit us hard. I think it's not one we could see coming after the back of a great win against Queen of the South. We went into it fully with confidence and looking to build on some momentum, but it didn't happen.
5-0 away to Alloa.
Yeah.
I said it before earlier on in the season. I fancied Alloa to be good this season. I think they've got some good players, very experienced, robust, difficult team. But as you say, I didn't see the 5-0 certainly coming. I knew it would be a tough game. Was it a 5-0 game?
It's about taking your chances, isn't it, when they're there? So, and I think Alloa did that. We started quite well, I thought. First 10 minutes, they scored in the 13 minutes, I think it was. Kind of gifted them it. The ball come from a free kick over far left, tight onto the byline nearly, and Jamie dived down, kind of ricocheted and went into the goal. It was a kind of bit of a gift for him.
So you're blaming the goalie?
Yeah, I'm a goalie basher. Fucking goalies killed us there.
Fucking useless, man. Use your hands.
Jamie's been fantastic.
Just catch it and kick it. That's all you're asking a goalie. Do catch it and kick it.
He's been great for us, but I misjudged the bounce or whatever, and it went in the back of the net. So the second one was it was a strange one because the ball came into the middle of the box and it looked like Tam was got a jump, then he ducked out it. So I think later on Willie had said that he'd shouted, but it was before Tam jumped because it was coming right onto his head. But in the meantime, Tam was going to go up, then ducked, and Willie was away. It
was just a wee bit of communication, just the timing of it as well. Yeah,
boy, just rocketed it right in the top of the net. Mm-hmm. Third one, ball again in the middle of the box. Ryan had him facing away, and I'll say this: the boy Luke Donnelly, number 9 for them. Yep. I think he had a great game. He was awesome for them. Turned on a sixpence. Borrowed him. Ryan was still spinning like a top, honest to God. Touch, facing his own goal. Yep. Honest to God. And it was majestic. Touch, spun, rocketed it in the roof of the net.
Nice. 6
yards out. It was a great goal.
Good goal.
Really good goal.
Then an uphill battle.
Half time, what you mean?
It's hard, isn't it? Again, it's almost, you don't want to go out and say it, but it's like damage limitation at that. It feels like I've been there many times that you, in your head you're going, don't become 6, 7 because it's embarrassing. Then even 5 it gets towards not embarrassing, but it's really disappointing.
When you're playing.
It does.
And then 4 goes in.
Frustrating.
Like, oh my God. Yep. Especially when you're playing, it's easy from the side, isn't it? But when you've been in that position before, as you say, you're like, fuck's sake. Just shop. Take it on the chin and just try and say.
But then the other teams playing with so much confidence because they're enjoying it. They're 4-0 up and they're going, well, we'll get another couple of goals. We're really enjoying this.
Have you seen the goals?
I've not seen them yet. No.
So fourth goal, ball comes over the top. We're a wee bit stretched. The big lad Luke Donnelly again takes a touch and just kind of lobs Jamie from about 25 yards out. Right. 25 yards out. And Jamie's not far off his line either.
Just a brilliant finish.
Really, really good. Obviously full of confidence even trying that.
Yep.
Fifth goal. Well, they whip him off. Connor Salmon comes on, who, as we spoke about the last time, was an absolute handful. You know him well. Just battering ram. Really, really big handful of a guy, isn't he? But they were good. They were really good. They seemed up for it. They were first every second ball, first ball. We looked slow in the transition. Our shape didn't look quite right. But I'm not like, credit to them. I think we'd set up all right, in fairness.
Sometimes the team you're playing just make you question where you've went wrong. The shape's wrong, but it's maybe because they were so good.
Oh, aye.
And again, would you put them up there as one of the best teams you've played so far?
I think them or Kelty.
Right.
I would say.
Yeah.
I say we caught Cove right at the start of the season, and they weren't up to much. Obviously, with the few results they had, but they've kind of picked up form now, haven't they?
And that just shows you that was Alloa off the back of defeat at home.
I know.
So again, it's maybe just one of them ones that it's a big reaction their manager was looking for, especially being at home. They'll have wanted to get a reaction. They certainly did.
What I will say is, for anyone that was there, will back me up with this, it was so quiet.
Was that?
Unbelievable. I don't even know.
No atmosphere?
Dead.
Right.
Which was strange, because I thought, because every shout you done from the dugout, you could hear. I thought, it's no...
Better watch what you're saying.
No atmosphere. No, but it was true. It's a strange, like obviously you played it, Hampden, like Andy touched on, when there's no fans and you just everything you shout echoes in the empty stadium. But it was a pretty surreal, because usually there's a bit more atmosphere. Even at Annan games, if it is a small crowd, there's a bit of atmosphere at least. But it was a strange atmosphere.
So is it a case of get out your system? What was said after the game? Was it one of them games that obviously you'll look at on Tuesday night at training, maybe a quick chat about it, but get out your system as quickly as possible and move on to the next one?
I've got it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Again, well, he was pretty diplomatic in what he was saying. He was talking fact. We didn't look up to the racing. We didn't look like we were at the races. What was again we mentioned here? The Queen of the South when now counts for nothing, because that was a chance to build on momentum. And I know it was a tough game to go into, but they're all tough.
Yeah,
they're all tough games, aren't they? And we've definitely got a squad that can compete there.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one. It's really, really tough to take.
And again, you look at the table, it's not changed dramatically, because it's very, very tight. From 7th, Montrose, all the way to top, 20 points. Cove, only 4 points, split them. And then you are on 13 as well, so you're not far away. Dumbarton sitting one behind you, Inverness still on the -2, so still a good gap between yourselves and Inverness. But again, it's just a very competitive league, I would say. When you even look at Inverness getting that draw against Kelty, Kelty were high flying for so long. And are still there. Queens beat Montrose 1-0, which is a big result for them. Felt as if they needed to get a result. I think Montrose ended up the game with 9 men. But
two straight reds for dissent.
Right. Okay.
2 straight reds. Was that buzzing?
I don't know.
Got your love beads in. I think 2 straight reds for dissent. And someone that was talking to today, a Queens fan, was saying that the ref was so card happy.
Right.
Anyone that was trying to talk to them, just booking them straight away, and then obviously sending the 2 lads off. I think one of them was for, did Kai Kennedy miss a penalty?
Yes, he did.
So it was for that decision that the boy got sent off for. He must have obviously opposed it, was arguing the fact, but
straight red
for dissent.
That's
supposedly.
It's interesting, yeah. Again, Arbroath picking up again. It's a good win against Steny, 1-0. Tight though. Tight.
I know. And then we've got Steny.
Yep.
At the weekend. Which last time we played them was 5-1.
Yeah.
So
I've got to touch on that later on before we wrap up with that 5-1. But other results throughout the weekend.
Yeah, big one obviously with Celtic, but then even Falkirk.
Celtic 6-0 though in the semi-final against Aberdeen, who were unbeaten.
And okay, I don't like saying it, Cammy. You know me, I'm a Hun, but the performance level against Rangers, or was Rangers poor when they played Aberdeen?
Again, it's one of them ones that I think Aberdeen were poor at the weekend. I think they made a lot of mistakes, and when you get Celtic in that form and the way that they play, they're very ruthless, like really ruthless. They've got some top players. I just don't think you can make mistakes against Celtic. Whereas Rangers, you probably get away with at the moment. They're not as ruthless. So I think there was a huge part was probably, and Jimmy Tillene will probably know that himself, that a lot of it was their own fault. Take nothing away from Celtic, they were brilliant and capitalised and put them under a huge amount of pressure the whole game. But Aberdeen weren't at their best on Saturday.
What do you think they went into the game against Celtic compared to Rangers with any different tactics?
I think they would need to, because the high press that Celtic play, the counter press, as Brendan Rodgers mentions it all the time, try to steal the ball high up the pitch. I think you need to play slightly different against Celtic. You need to give them that little bit more respect, because they're so fast going forward. their forward play again. Can't remember what goal it was, but Celtic stole the ball maybe 30 yards from their own goal. I think it was Maeda that stole the ball. Could have been Kyogo's goal, I can't remember. But again, just the way they break up the pitch, incredible.
So fast.
So fast. Nicholas Kuhn was brilliant. His goal was amazing as well. They're very good at this moment in time, and you just can't see anyone really challenging them, to be honest. They're so far ahead. A big result on Saturday as well in the Championship. Falkirk 6-0 against Morton.
Aye, pumping.
You don't really see that in the Championship. I don't think.
But like, again, when you look at Celtic and that, Falkirk we talk about them quite a lot. They're
Celtic have said that was their hardest game at one point, was at Celtic Park when Falkirk got beat 5-2.
Yeah.
They're
but even looking at Falkirk's goal difference, they score a lot of goals.
17, their closest, they're 17 positive, and the closest is Ayr United, who are on 7 positive. Massive, as you say, scored a lot of goals. Hamilton had a brilliant result away to Airdrie. Airdrie, and this is just shows you football. Rhys McCabe getting touted for so many jobs last season. St Johnstone job came up, and it was potentially him. Even Aberdeen job, when that Aberdeen put Peter Leaven in charge for a period of time before they got Jimmy Tulline, his name was getting mentioned. Now they're rock bottom of the Championship, 5 points. They've won 1 game out of 12, and it just shows you how quickly things can turn around, and your stock can be so high and then drop very, very, very quickly.
But like we say, if you look at the point wise, they're still in touching distance. It still can be. They
are, but I feel like when you look at
they're on a form,
and Morton are in 8th place, which is outside obviously the playoffs. They're on 10 and Airdrie are on 5. But when you've only won 1 game in 12. It's not good viewing. They've lost 9 games this season. That's a huge amount to lose. So they really need to pick up.
What were you up to at the weekend?
The weekend. Saturday I had my normal results show, which was a bit quieter because we only had the 2 Premiership games, which was Hearts beat St Johnstone 2-1, and then it was 0-0 draw at St Mirren and Ross County, and then we had the Championship games. But obviously the later game, the Celtic and Aberdeen Cup game, was we were off air by the time it started, so I had that on Saturday. Friday I was doing Radio Clyde Super Scoreboard. I do that quite often, so it was good. It was I was doing Beat the Pundit. I actually got, so anybody that doesn't watch Super Scoreboard, it's massive in Glasgow, they do Beat the Pundit, so I'll get somebody on the phone. It was Mark from Coatbridge. So flip the coin.
Mark Doherty, Sparky.
Better off being Sparky. So flip the coin. It was me and Scott Allen that were on the show. It ended up being me that I was playing against Mark from Coatbridge. So I had an absolute stinker as well, and I managed to. I don't know how. I managed to scrape a win. I was really, do you know when the time's against you, the pressure's on, nothing's coming in your head.
Would you take a draw halfway through?
Well, I genuinely thought when Gordon. They do the
Who does it? Gordon Smart?
Gordon Duncan.
Gordon
Duncan. So he presents, and Gordon, the caller does. They go first, and I listen to, I don't know, classical music in my ear, so I can't hear them. The questions when they're getting asked out, and then obviously they come to me, and it's just like mind blank. 30 seconds on the clock. You know when you're panicking, your dry sweat coming on you. So
that's like me when I come on here. Don't talk about it.
Managed to scrape a win. I don't know how it ended up being a draw, and I went to tiebreak, and the tiebreaker got even worse for me. So I have to write down my answer because it's a number generally, a tiebreaker, and Mark gets to say his out, but I have to write it down same amount of time, quickly, 10 seconds to write it, think about it. So I wrote a number down. They just burst out laughing at me, and both Scott and Gordon seen my number. They're like, what are you? And then the caller then said an even worse number, so I ended up winning. But what I've done is, Peter, I've got the questions for you to test your football. We all know you've got an unbelievable football knowledge.
Gary, you know me, I'm like an encyclopedia for football.
Scottish football. So we will put 30 seconds.
Do I need a pen?
No, you just need to answer the questions, Peter. That's all you need to do.
That'll be the hard bit.
And I just need to read them, right? So these are the questions that I faced.
So how many did you get through?
I got through 7 actually. So again, I passed a couple, and that because I didn't know. So I got through 7.
I'm nervous.
Are you?
Aye.
Sweaty palms. So we'll put 30 seconds on the clock, and we'll give you the questions that I faced on Friday, and test your knowledge, Peter.
See if the producer can put some Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music on this.
Right, we're ready to go.
Wait there.
Take a deep breath. Compose yourself.
Peter Watson from Annan.
Right, 30 seconds in the clock.
On the what?
On the clock, nearly. Right,
Yes.
here we go.
Game face.
And we're off. Who did Rangers face in last year's League Cup semi-final?
Pass.
Who does Dougie Emery manage?
Green at Morton.
What was Henrik Larsson's squad number at Celtic?
7.
True or false, every current Premiership team has won the League Cup?
True.
What was the last team Neil Critchley managed?
Chorley.
Name any of the 2 teams that featured in the League Cup final that didn't have Celtic and Rangers in it.
Tibbs. Oh.
You actually done okay. You done okay. I think you maybe got the same ones as I got right. So
I blanked out what happened. Right, wait there. Let's see.
right, here we go.
Come on, Annan.
Who did Rangers face
passed
in
on
last year's League Cup semi-final? It was Hearts, and then they beat Aberdeen in the final. I didn't get that. Again, it's a difficult question, actually. Who's Dougie Emery managed? Morton. Got that one. You got that one. Henrik Larsson's squad number?
7.
7, yes.
Right.
I got that right as well. I don't think there'd be many Scottish football fans that wouldn't know that.
Aye.
And we can
It's
discuss that. It's a distinctive number
Aye.
for... True or false, every current Premiership team has won the League Cup, you said?
True.
Your knowledge is incredible.
Is it right enough?
That is true.
50-50, okay.
Yeah, I went for true and I got that one right. So, last team that Neil Critchley managed, who's the new Hearts manager?
I just don't know if it was his last team. He was maybe the one before that. Just said Charlie.
No, it was Blackpool.
Oh, close.
Name any of the 2 teams that featured in the League Cup final that didn't have Celtic or Rangers in it.
I said Hibs.
It wasn't. It was Livy or St Johnstone. St Johnstone won it, obviously.
Yep.
And then so I got into one more, and this was my biggest stinker.
Let's hear
so
it.
you
Ask me it.
but you're going to get it right now.
All right.
Right. Who was the last Scottish manager to manage Man United?
Alex Ferguson.
Oh, he's done the same as me. Oh my God,
boys.
Boise.
Oh, no.
Oh, amazing. I love that. Love it. I done the exact same. I said it because the time was up for me and they allowed me to answer it. So I went, and I'm sitting there and I went, Alex Ferguson. And then they both I went, oh my God, Moyes. As soon as I done it, incredible, amazing. Right, so you got 3.
What did you end at 4? Did you
No,
get
I
3?
ended up with 3 because I messed that one up.
So it's a draw?
So it's a draw. We've
Right.
got the same knowledge.
Let's set the tie break.
Tie break, right? So the tie break, and I had a real bad. So, but again, I still managed to beat Mark from Coatbridge. Mark, if you're listening,
Get that round yet.
Get that round yet. Right. So, tiebreaker question was: how many goals have been scored in the Scottish Championship this season so far? You've only got 5 seconds to answer. Write your number down.
Okay.
Right. So, what number have you wrote, Peter?
89.
It's a good guess. Do you know what I wrote?
What?
And under pressure,
What?
34. So they burst out laughing. I wrote 34 and all that, and then they go, right, Mark, what's your answer? 25. So, oh, amazing.
He must have just been cutting every finger he had from Coatbridge.
Do you know the answer?
What?
115.
Oh!
So that's quite a good answer, though.
Yeah, it's still shy, but not bad.
Aye, good. Enjoy that.
I did. I was going to say thrive under pressure, but I only got 3.
That was all right, though. Same for you as me.
Same as you.
Yeah, and then you done the exact same with the Fergie shout. Amazing. I can't believe you done that.
How come I've not had the shout for paintball today? Who are you playing paintball with if I'm not there?
Can you?
That's a work do.
Just see my head. You can just see my head. There's just a black background here.
What'll that lead us on to nicely, Cammy? What's going on this week coming?
This week coming, well, we've got announcing next guest.
Oh, of course.
So I'll allow you to do that.
Yes. So our next guest on the Black and Gold podcast for number 5.
Yes. Which will be released on Friday the 8th of November is...
Colin McMenamin. So this was a tough one. We spoke to Col And we couldn't do this one before that Annan Queens one.
No.
Well, we could have, but it just aye. So at least we've got a bit of something to go at each other with. So yeah, so we're looking forward to, obviously, Colin played with Annan and then moved on to Newcastle United. Had a illustrious career. He was down south for a while and then was back into Scotland, and played with most
a
SPFL
number of teams, yeah, a lot
come
of
back
teams.
local to Gretna and stuff like that. So yeah,
now he's in at Queens as assistant manager.
Was at Annan
Yep.
for the last couple of years.
So it'll be
before
good, be really good insight to what's going on at Queens, how his time was at Annan. Obviously his career with loads and loads with teams. That move to Newcastle will be interesting to speak about as well.
That'll be great.
That. Yep. So that'll
Hopefully
be released.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah, it should be. That will be released on Friday the 8th of November. So look out for that on all our socials. This week, European football is back.
Yeah. Let me ask you the questions for this because
if you want,
my knowledge is not.
You've just proved that you know quite a lot about Scottish football.
That's actually just proved that you know
nothing
as little as me
about the history, maybe. Yes.
But aye. So where are we going? Celtic.
Yep.
Tuesday night.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Cammy? What's the chances? Leipzig.
Yep. I think Celtic will fancy themselves to get a result. I look at their next 4 fixtures. So they've got Leipzig, Club Brugge, both at home, and then they've got GNK Dinamo, and then Young Boys at home.
So these are games that they'll be looking to try and win.
Yeah, I think this will be a difficult one. But
also looking to try and win them all. But
it's one that I really feel that Celtic will definitely want to take points from. They've had a no bad start. They had the really good start against Bratislava 5-1. That game that everyone speaks about, Dortmund 7-1, absolutely hammered. I think the approach was wrong there. But then they went away to Atalanta and got the 0-0 draw and approached it differently. So I've got to say I do fancy, especially off the back of that 6-0 at the weekend, Celtic at Celtic Park are a hard team to beat no matter who comes. So I think they'll fancy themselves, and if they can get 2 wins out of their next 2 games, I think they'll probably have enough to get through. So this new format, again, I think will help Celtic as well. I really do.
As you mentioned, even financially, is that what you were touching on there?
No.
What were you on about?
But no, I just think the format, because you're not playing home and away, I think Celtic have kind of struggled with that. They've ended up in tough groups because you've only got groups of 4.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if you get 3 tough teams, it's hard to get a result. Whereas this is all spread out. You're only playing each team once, so it's a lot of different opposition. And I feel like the more the one-off game, there's not as much thinking about, we need to play them, we've got the opportunity to play them away. Do you know what I mean? That you start to think about that. So I just feel as if let's go and beat this team and that's it. Put them to bed and then move on to the next one. So
as you mentioned, also they kind of looked at their tactics or their shape and how they would go at the game when they played at Atalanta. So
yep.
Do you think they'll go back to the more attacking style that they're more used to?
I think yeah, I think so. They've got the players going forward can hurt any team, like top teams as well. But again, when they're doing that, they're defensively a little bit open. I don't think RB Leipzig are the top bracket of European teams, so I think they can be a little bit more expansive. So I think they'll go all out attack. I think they will go. They'll need to be aware at the back, yes, of course, but just the players they've got going forward, I think Leipzig will be more afraid of Celtic than the other way around.
Yeah.
Yep. So
let's just hope they get pumped. What? We've got to stay neutral, Cammy.
Yeah.
Rangers away, obviously, on Thursday night as well. Olympiacos.
Yes.
What's the thoughts there? Obviously, not scraped through with the skin of their teeth at the yesterday
against Motherwell. Yeah, it wasn't vintage Rangers. No, definitely not convincing when you're 1-0 down in a semi-final at Hampden against Motherwell, and that's no disrespect to Motherwell, but it's not where Rangers should be at. So it was a big second half performance. They brought off Tav, they brought off Dessers, which was kind of big statements.
Bold.
Aye.
Do you think it improved? Or?
I think they couldn't have got much worse. Tav wasn't having a good game. Dessers has been
hit and miss.
Do you know what I mean? He takes a lot of opportunities to score a goal. I know he's got a number of goals, but this is a massive game for the manager again. I know he's won yesterday, and I think, does it take the pressure off him? I don't think it does, the way the game went. If they'd won 5-0, yes, but they were getting beat 1-0 at half time. The frustration was there was boos.
You mentioned about the ticket situation and all. They never sold out
No,
the allocation.
so it wasn't a sold out Hampden, so the fans are starting to lose belief.
Or just be pissed off with it.
Aye, no,
Isn't it?
totally. Just frustrated and shite as well. It's no good football that they're watching. So that's the problem. I think if they had an identity, they had a structure, a style of play, and it was all good and it was attacking, and they weren't winning games, yes, the fans wouldn't be happy, but there'd be a future. Do you know what I mean? You'd actually think, well, there's a progression here at the moment. It's just, I feel like they're putting a team out on the pitch and just hoping they've got to win.
What would you like to see change?
A style of play.
Right.
Honestly, I genuinely think teams at the top of the game, Celtic example, have got a distinct style of play, and everyone knows what they're going to do, but they can't combat it because they're so good at it. They're very fast. They've got high press. They've got this, as I said before, counter press that basically try to steal the ball up high up the pitch.
How would you counter that, Cammy? You've got to go forward faster and break them down in behind them.
Sometimes
if you let them, like say you fanny about way at the back, or even try and keep the ball at the back, if you've not got the top class player to do that, keep the ball, move it, how you're going to get caught, right? Do you think John Souttar, no offence to John, I think he's a fantastic player, but do you think he's the type of player that wants the ball at his feet all the time? Maybe I think
he could handle it, but again, I don't think it doesn't look like Rangers have a structure or a style in place, and you need to work on these things. Like I said, I had it when I was at Kilmarnock and Mix, who was the manager, came in. We went from same as every team in the Scottish Premier League: kick it long, goalie gets the ball halfway line, kick it up, and that's where we played. And then he went from basically telling me I wasn't allowed to kick it over the halfway line; I had to pass out from the back. But we worked on it every single day. I think if Rangers done that, like Celtic, work on their play every day. Same under Ange Postecoglou as well. You can see him, he's on the training pitch physically working on how he wants to play on a Saturday. I feel like Rangers don't have a style of play. If they did, I think players could handle it. If they can't handle it, then you've got to move them on, because your style of play can't be dictated by players. It's got to be, that's your style, yeah. And they've got to fit into that style of play. And if they don't, then you move them on, and you get players that can do it.
Because a lot, obviously, Tavernier personally, but I think he's been getting questioned a lot with his defensive capabilities. Yep. Obviously, no one's questioning the free kicks he can score and the attacking force he is, but it's the defensive side of things that are leaving him a wee bit wide open sometimes. It is,
historically, that's always been his problem, and people feel as if he's defensively not good enough, but now at this moment in time he's getting criticised for his whole all-round game. I feel as if he's not getting forward as much as he was, so I don't know if that's an instruction from the manager, but something's definitely taken away from his game, whether it's just loss of form, whether it's the way the manager's actually asked him to play, lack of confidence because they are struggling as a team. But the captain's always the guy that's going to end up with the brunt of it when things aren't going well. So,
and you've got to be strong enough as a captain to
and
take
he is.
that.
Do you know what I mean? He'll always go out there. He'll always play. He's never injured, so he doesn't go hiding from it. He's not having a good time of it at the moment, but I'm pretty sure he'll still be putting himself out there wanting to play.
Yeah.
But I just feel like Rangers need a style of play. That's what they do. They need a style of play. It'll be a tough match away at Olympiacos. But again, they've had a fairly decent start in the Europa League. The win away at Malmo in the opening, and they were struggling at that point as well. They had that defeat against Lyon, but I think Lyon are a different level. They're one of the
better
top
ones.
Yeah. I think it'll be a tough game, but a winnable game for Rangers. And then we've obviously got Hearts as well, who are in the Europa Conference.
When's that on?
Thursday as well, yep. So they are at home.
Heidenheim.
Yep, to Heidenheim, German side. So that's 8 o'clock. Rangers is early, a kick-off at 5:45.
Chance or not, because they've been in good form, Hearts.
Yeah, and they've they've started this campaign fantastically. 2 wins out of 2.
Yeah.
Another opportunity being at home. I think it'll be a difficult game with German teams that are renowned to be robust, and it's a good league that they play in.
Again at home.
Yeah, no, totally. I think you almost look at it and you're probably looking at a couple more wins and Hearts would progress. And again, financially for these clubs to
massive
progress, huge. massive. Fans, for the fans as well, to get them opportunities at more away days and European away days will be great. So another one for them to look at. They had a good result away at St Johnstone on Saturday, 2-1. And it's kind of looks as if it's slowly turning.
Can you see a difference when you're watching it? Has much changed from Naismith?
Yeah, I think there's been.
What's he steadied the ship?
Yeah, I think he's actually not changed too many players. So Stephen Naismith was trying to find his best 11. Yes, he had injury problems as well, but when you look at new manager Neil Critchley, he's been quite consistent with his lineups. I think what he's done as well is Stephen Naismith struggled. He signed both Jan Danda from Ross County and Blair Spittle from Motherwell in the summer, two brilliant players for them teams last season, and he struggled to get them both in the team or fit them both in the team. Obviously he's got Shankland as well up front. Vargas is a striker as well, he's scoring, so I think Neil Critchley's just kind of sticking with the team to give them an opportunity to gel together. Whereas Stephen Naismith, he wasn't getting results, he was maybe chopping and changing a little bit too much. But I think Danda and Spittle's certainly picked up. He's certainly picked up. He looks as if he's going to be one of the main players. Shankland's yet to really turn it on this season.
Yeah.
I think he brings more than goals to the team, but certainly he's not scored many goals at all this season, which is unlike him. So that'll be an interesting one to see how that plays out, because he's out of contract at the end of the season. I'm pretty sure he was hoping he was going to have a good 6 months up to January, signed probably a big contract with somebody as a free agent with a pre-contract, but I don't know if things will have changed now.
Well, I mean, you surely got to take. Well, he's not really taking a chance on his past form.
No,
but when you see, like, say this season,
like, would Rangers take him?
I think
as a free transfer,
I think they could do worse. Aye.
If you can get him back to what he was last season, it was incredible. And it's maybe just a spell he's having at the moment, but I certainly think, as a Rangers fan, I would take him on a free transfer.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would pay money for him at this moment in time because of his age and everything going on, but a free transfer, I'd definitely be offering him a deal.
Sorry, go on.
No, again, a structured deal. Wouldn't be going out and going, by the way, there's 25 grand a week, because Rangers are renowned for doing that and giving too much money out to players.
Over and above what people expect, even.
For example, I don't know what Shankland's on, but say he's on 5 grand a week. You could give him 10 grand a week and a huge amount of bonuses, playing bonuses, get him on the pitch, goal scoring bonuses, because if he scores, that benefits the club. Yeah. So all these bonuses that are in there, you can incentivise him with that. But I think he would be a good free transfer if it comes up.
I don't know if you know, you watched Open Goal, and Joe Savage was on.
I've not seen Joe's yet.
No, Hearts, wasn't he, as a director of football?
Yep.
And they were saying that Rangers never actually come in for Shankland or anything. There was no bid being put in.
Well, I'd heard that Clement doesn't fancy him. I'd heard that.
What, not his type of
just
player?
Just not his type of player, and wasn't interested. And again, I think it was more the media generating the interest than actually physically Rangers. So, yeah, will be interesting what happens with Shankland, but still a brilliant player and an important player for Hearts as well. So good luck to all the teams in European football this week. We've got local results, Pete.
Yes.
From the weekend.
Yes.
The girls under 14s 4-0 win against Frieve
on Saturday
at home. Players of the match were Katie and Ruby.
Greg Fleming's daughter.
Right, okay. Well done to them.
Yep.
Keeping up their good form. The under 2018 and 2017s both had a festival on Sunday. I believe you attended, Peter?
Yes, attended, aye. Actually smashed one of my own players by accident. Oh, God.
What did you do, Peter?
What happened was, this boy Gabriel, so we call him Angel, right? Yep. So Angel was running off the pitch, and it was his first or second sort of time he came with us, so he was still to kind of get to grips with the games, and so the ball ran out, and obviously I'm at the sideline, and I'm going, that's it, out, Angel, right? And he keeps running, and I stop the ball, and he just hits the ball at the same time, 50-50, does a somersault over. Oh, I felt terrible. Diving, wee bugger.
Did he get up and get on with it? Aye. Made it hard.
Dusted himself down, went on and played really well, actually. So the kids done great.
Good? Was it really well attended?
Do you know what? It was at St Joe's at Dumfries.
Yep.
First time I'd been there. It's a full. I think. Heston are actually using it as their pitches now. They put like a small stand and stuff in, so it's great. Good facilities. The what was mental was they had the 2018s on before us.
Yep.
So they finished at 10:30 and I was meant to start at 10:30. So you've got this crossover of all these parents, all these coaches, all these kids.
Traffic.
The parking was a joke. So it was a bit nuts to start with, but once it settled down, it was great.
Good
really
festival.
really good festival put together well.
Good. And then Sunday 2016's had a cross-borders game against Silliff.
Yep.
Which was at the Mugger. I think they've done well by all accounts. So
yes, and then leading on from that, they've got their coaches Tommy Glendinning, Bear McClatchy and Barry Gibson. So Tommy's put on, so the Annan 2016s are looking to raise funds to purchase all 23 kids a kit bag. They're offering local businesses the chance to sponsor the kit bags at £20 a ball, and they're going to draw the ball on Monday the 18th of November. So £20 a ball, buy as many as you want, and then they'll draw it live on Facebook.
Brilliant.
So whoever wins it, the name's going to be sponsored all the 23 kit bags for
Amazing.
the kids. So it's brilliant that they're doing this. All the kids are going to look the same. It's inclusive, keep them all part of the team.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? It's a good age to get that camaraderie together and feel part of it. So if anyone wanting a ticket or a ball, get in touch with Tommy Glendinning or Barry Gibson on Facebook or Instagram, I would imagine, as well.
Brilliant. So everyone, any local businesses, any people just wanting to sponsor them, get behind them. As I say, it's brilliant for the kids. They'll look the part with their new kit bags, and fantastic work for the coaches as well. So really good. Next weekend, Peter.
Yes.
Steny,
yeah.
Steny at home, back at home though.
Back at home, we've got 2 on the bounce because we feel like we've been away quite a lot actually so far. But yeah, back at home against Steny, which again, going back to it was a 5-1 defeat away at Steny. Didn't think we'd done that well at Stenosmuir, so that made it worse.
That was in late August.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
will there be a lot learned from that game? As in, you've seen them, so you obviously know what to expect a little bit more than. Again, that game you're going into it, yes, you've seen footage, but you've not physically faced them and seen their sort of squad and their team at that time. Will there be lessons learnt from that game? Yeah,
I would like to think so. It's easy saying that after going off a 5-0 defeat and all, so we could have learned from it then. But I think we will. I think at home, I think we have a chance against anyone.
Yeah.
I think we're really good at home. Our home form's good. I feel like we do really pick up our performances when we're at Gallowbank, just because it is nice and tight.
Yep.
Where you stay, it's a bit more of an occasion. But again, that's it shouldn't be the case because we try to win every game. But it's.
But again, what kind of team are Steny? Are they physical, experienced?
They've got a few big lads.
The big Bucky plays at the back.
Yep.
Gregor Buchanan, I played with him at Falkirk. Brilliant player, really good player actually. I think he's their captain.
Aye. Big boy. So they've got a big spine. Obviously, big boy Wedderburn. And, was it Wedderburn or Wedderburn?
Aye. He was at Dunfermline.
Aye, really big unit of
good
a guy.
Player,
Yep. He's actually a good player.
Yeah, he is.
So they're obviously they're a really good team. Aitken up front.
Yeah.
So who's a handful and all. So we said this the last time. That
are they quite direct then?
I felt they were. Again, they might have totally changed, Cammy. I don't do the analysis, and I've kind of fuck all about it, so it's easy for me to say aye or no. and it's just that they are a good, solid team that know the league.
Yeah,
that's what they do know. They know how to play the lower league football, and they're very consistent, I feel.
Gary Naismith's the manager, isn't he? So
who's been about?
Yeah, he managed a championship that level as well. So very experienced. It'll be a tough game. Hopefully a decent crowd can get behind. I know we spoke about this many a times on the Black and Gold podcast, that we want the fans to get behind them.
Did you see there was something that came out, it might have been yesterday or today, that was the average attendances from the clubs in the League One. So Annan's was 517 average.
Okay.
Queen's was 1200 and something. Obviously, is what it is. But 517. There was about 2 or 3 on 517. Montrose was there with us as well. But I mean, if we can bump that to average of 800.
Yeah.
So
even,
I think
even small steps like
1,500 this week. You said
1,500. When we're talking about
High Street,
when we're talking about the future, your crystal ball obviously broke when you done it last week. 1-0 win with a Josh Todd goal.
Do you know what I said to Theo when I was leaving? I was like, "What do you think the Annan score is going to be?" 5-0. It was right.
Did
Just
you
5-0.
did you say who too?
Just 5-0 Alloa. Okay.
So, can you quickly produce the crystal ball that's going to work this week?
Let me rub my ball. Aye. 1-0. I don't know, Cammy. I'm fear to say.
No, you need to give us a prediction. This is a weekly occurrence now.
2-1 Annan.
Okay. Don't go goal scorers because you went too far last week. I think that's where you went wrong.
Jinxed myself.
Yeah.
2-1 Annan.
2-1 Annan.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Take that. That'd be a good result.
What are you looking forward to the week ahead? What have you got going on in Cammy's world?
Cammy's world. This
hair?
week,
what days the hair getting done?
I don't know actually. I might be getting it. Hopefully Zoe gets in touch and gets my hair sorted. I this week. I don't. Radio Clyde Friday, and then results show on Saturday again. So that's kind of my two this weekend. I might be working Sunday because Kilmarnock play Celtic at Killie. So I'm waiting to hear if I'm doing radio for that. So it could be a busy weekend for me.
And then what day do you have to get back to the barracks?
Straight after this. Nah, brilliant.
Where are the weekend? You back on the telly this weekend?
Yeah. Saturday TV. So that should be good. As I said, busy weekend, but
Was it say Queens is on the telly on
Queens
Saturday night?
Yeah, 5:30. Who are they playing? They have got. It's just went out my head as well.
Cammy.
Come on, you should tell me.
I know it.
Go on then.
Alloa.
It is Alloa, yes. It is Alloa. You're right. So that's a big game actually when you look. If Queens are wanting to again keep up that good form, and it's a big game for Alloa as well because Alloa are 3 points ahead of Queens, so we'd obviously claw them back in line with them. But again, if Alloa were to go to Palmerston and get results, so yeah, they're all kind of it's nip and tuck between them all at the moment. Cove, we spoke about them, brilliant runs. So big games. They're all big games, all tough games as well. So looking forward to the weekend actually.
Yeah.
You?
I am, because it comes in a flash, doesn't it?
It certainly does. It goes in a flash as well. So that's all. Any more to add before we wrap up, Peter?
No,
I
don't think so. I think we've touched on everything.
Yeah,
haven't we?
Think so.
This week, from the weekend.
But as I said before, we've got Colin McMenamin's podcast coming out on Friday, the 8th of November. So look out on the socials for that getting promoted and put out there on Friday.
We're going to look. We need some questions, mind.
Yes,
we need some questions. So we'll put some on socials, won't we?
Get questions in, as many questions as possible. Engage with us as much as possible. Anything you want put to Colin, we'll put it to him. And thanks again for joining us on the weekend review show on the Black and Gold podcast. Keep liking and sharing all our stuff. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, the Black and Gold podcast, and we'll see you all soon.